Unit 3, the Articles of Confederation. In the months after the Declaration of Independence was signed, Congress wanted to continue to unite the former colonies. The first attempt at a national or federal government came in the form of the Articles of Confederation. The Articles, adopted by the Second Continental Congress in 1777, were not ratified by all the states until 1781. The Articles of Confederation acted as the first Constitution of the United States. The Articles were in use until the Constitution was signed in 1787. The Articles were weak because the colonists were reluctant to give much power to a central government. The colonies feared that a few central government might be no better than the English king had been. The states themselves had governments at this time, most with state constitutions. When it became necessary to have a national or federal government for conducting the Revolutionary War, the states made the government weak. The Articles were so weak that the government could not even pay its bills. It did have limited powers to make war or peace, but other powers were lacking. Robert Morris stated that getting money from the states was like preaching to the dead. To raise money, the central government could only ask the states for funds. It could not tax. At the end of the Revolutionary War, the American government was in serious financial trouble. Soldiers who had served without pay were granted Western land certificates instead of money, but most had to sell their certificates for money to live on. Farmers with large debt rebelled against the courts that were taking away their farms. An example of such a rebellion was the Shays' Rebellion by farmers in Massachusetts. Jails were crowded with debtors. States were taxing each other harmfully and arguing about land claims to the West. Tariff laws were needed for business and industry. Prices soared and credit disappeared. It became increasingly evident that the only solution was a stronger central government. Weaknesses of the Articles. Listed below are weaknesses identified by the colonists. No national court, only state court. No power to tax. No real power to regulate commerce. All changes in the Articles had to be approved by all of the states. All important laws had to be approved by 9 states. No real president, only a president of Congress who had been named, who was like a chairman. Civil rights of the Articles of Confederation. Civil rights are those rights that are considered to be unquestionable, deserved by all people under all circumstances, especially without regard to race, creed, color, or gender. These personal rights are guaranteed and protected by the Constitution. The fight for civil rights didn't wait until 1950s to happen. Some states started as early as the Articles of Confederation. Paul Cuffey was a free black man from Massachusetts. When he discovered he did not have the same property rights as whites, he refused to pay his taxes and was jailed. Cuffey later became a successful trader with his own fleet of ships and continued to fight for equal rights throughout his timeline.